Hello, hello, hello. Today we are talking about holistic medicine. Now, let me ask you, what is it that you think when you think of holistic medicine? You probably think of like natural or no medication, those sorts of things. And it is quite okay. And some of that is correct. But there are a lot of other things that we need to think about what truly is holistic medicine. And I want to talk about what and how you can benefit from it. If you are just joining, welcome. If you always are here, thank you and welcome. Hello, and good to see you again. I am Dr. Ashley Booth. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I'm also the owner of Healing Beyond the Stethoscope Primary Care here in Savannah, Georgia. I provide practical health tips and tools that you can use in your everyday life because what I understand is that your life ultimately affects your health. Now, go ahead and do the things before we get into it. Subscribe, share, follow, let the people know, because this is one of those things that we absolutely, absolutely have to discuss. Also, I love interaction. So if you have comments or whatever about it, definitely drop it in there. Let me know where you're watching from, all of that good stuff. Now let's get into it because you know me, certain things happen and then I'm like, "Oh, we should talk about it." And this is what happened. I tell people I specialize in personalized holistic medicine. That's what I've been telling people because I know that is what I do. And then someone said to me, they were like, "Oh, yes." I was like, "Okay." They're so excited. It was like, finally, a doctor that doesn't prescribe medicine. I was like, "Wait a minute." It's kind of like that record scratch. I was like, hold on, what do you mean? And their thought is holistic means no medicine, it means herbs, it means all of that. And I was like, huh, okay. It's like, well, let me look and see, am I using the term holistic wrong? Am I using it wrong? Am I using the wrong term? So you know me, I went down the rabbit hole. I did a bunch of research. And if you Google the word holistic and if you look it up anywhere, it basically says the whole of something, the whole of a person, not just its parts. So the whole of it. That's why it is holistic without the W. So that is what holistic is. And at the core of it, it basically means to heal the whole person. So it considers all of you. And what is all of you? Your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions, all of that makes you you. What does that look like? That is where you work, what you do for work, your lifestyle, and your lifestyle from the time you go to sleep to the time, excuse me, from the time you really like you go to sleep and you wake up, but from the time you wake up until you go to sleep, like what are all the things that you are doing in a day? It is what you eat. It's your stressors. And not only is it's your stressors, it's how you handle those stressors, right? So it is everything, all the things that affect you, all the things that you do, all of it. And what that does is it helps us get to the root of what is going on. So when you truly look at holistic medicine and you type that in, what it's going to tell you is that it is a combination of conventional, which is basically your traditional medicine, the things that you know, your doctor going to the regular old doctor's office, right? So is that part of medicine, plus it's also alternative therapies. And those alternative therapies are things like supplements, massages, acupuncture, med spas, all those different things. When you put all that stuff, that is that alternative medicine side of things. But somewhere along the line, holistic has gotten associated with only the alternative side of things. Like this green shirt, a lot of like med spa and holistic places that say, we are holistic. They have a lot of green, right? It says, that give you the idea of it's natural. Things are we do things like natural or whatever. But in actuality, when we think of holistic, it should be a combination of the traditional that I said, but also some of those alternative therapies, plus looking at all of you so that putting all of that together to create the best plan that makes the most sense for you. And what does that look like? Because I have quite a few people who say, well, I don't want to take medicine. I don't like taking medicine. I get it. I hear you. And that's where holistic medicine makes sense. And this is what it looks like. I had one person who said, listen, I've been having an issue with my sleep. I just have not been able to sleep and I don't want to take medicine. Okay, what do we do? So we sit and we talk about it. And I said, how long has it been that you haven't been able to get to sleep? Has it been a lifelong thing or is this something that just happened? And then we could pinpoint and go back. The more we talked about it, the more we start to figure out, okay, this was the moment when all of this started. This is where it is. And that came back to a stressor at work. They did not believe or were not aware of just how stressed out or how much the stress from work was affecting them. So because of that, we were able to figure out, okay, this is what's happening. Now, are you having an issue going to sleep or are you having an issue staying asleep? And it was kind of like both. Okay, what's happening before you go to sleep? And so we start talking about that. We talked about what are you doing once you wake up. Once we figured out what was happening, then we can figure out what we can do about it. So then it was like, okay, so here's going to be your nighttime routine. This is what we're going to put in place. We're going to put X, Y, and Z in place. So that way, if this happens, this is the plan and this is what you can do. You know what? They started to get sleep and they started to get sleep without medicine. So that is what holistic medicine looks like. I had another person who said we were working on prediabetes because you guys know I've been talking about prediabetes and the big deal with it. And this person was like, I have a family history of diabetes. I don't want it to turn into diabetes. I'm trying to get it down. We have been working on it. We'd already talked about some lifestyle things to put in place, diet, exercise, weight loss, all of that. And they had been doing it and trying to maximize as much as they can, right? I was like, okay, great. They were doing the things, but still check the A1C and it was not budging. Wasn't bad, but it still wasn't moving as much as we wanted to. So then spent some more time fully dissecting that lifestyle part. Okay, what are you eating? What are your snacks? And we talked about snacks. You know what the snack was? This good old pesky peppermint. And they're like, I love peppermint. I eat it all the time. It's in my purse. It's on my side table. It's in the car. I always have peppermint. I'm always on peppermint, but it wasn't sugar-free peppermint. So the peppermint was the culprit. And what we did, I said, okay, let's lay off the peppermint and let's see what happens. Did that. A1C looked beautiful. Now they were a little kind of perturbed because they was like, I'm so happy. And we were both really, really happy because we are like, okay, we see that this is what worked. However, they were like, well, I miss my peppermint. So I was like, well, let's see if we can find some sugar free. Let's see if we can switch to something else. But that is what holistic medicine looks like. It looks like putting all of it together. When you do that, I want you to understand though, it takes some time and it is a process. And it takes time in the sense that it's going to take more than 15 minutes. This is more than a 15-minute process. And that is why we dedicate 30 to 60 minutes with our members. And that is uninterrupted 30 to 60 minutes. That's not total 30, 60 minutes. And they spent 15 or 20 of it in the lobby and then spent another 15 or 20 minutes waiting, all that. No, that is 30 to 60 minutes uninterrupted with your doctor to sit down and talk about all of these things to figure out like what the heck is going on and what is the plan and what can I do about it, because I understand that that's important. You have to be able to sit down with your doctor, partner with them, and collaborate with them on, hey, what I'm doing this, I'm doing that, this is not working. What is the next step? How can I do that? That is holistic medicine. That is looking at all of you. But like I said, it's a process. So it's okay. You want to make sure that you are patient as you go through this process. You want to be able to discuss with them, well, I tried this. Now, can I add a supplement? Because this is what I want you to understand. Like I said, holistic is combining both traditional medicine and it's combining the alternative therapy. So I am not against, doing the alternative therapy. So I'm not saying I don't do supplements either. I'm saying that it has to make sense for your whole picture. I have some people who say, well, I want to do cinnamon. If your A1C is 10, doing cinnamon alone may not be the best thing for you to try to get your sugar levels down. But if you want to add that to your regimen along with adding some of the other things, then that might make sense. But you have to make sure that you're working with somebody who's able to look at the full picture and be able to help guide you appropriately and say, this is what we need to do. But that's what I'm saying. So partner with your provider and let them know, okay, this is kind of where I want to go with myself, and then making sure that they are on board. Are they trying to help you on this journey? Because what I do know is that once you are treated holistically, once somebody looks at all of you and we start putting all of those pieces together, you're going to feel better. You're going to live a more full and happy and healthier life because you're living life on your terms. You live in the way that you want to live. So you want to make sure when it comes to your health that somebody is also looking at all of your health picture to make sure everything is in order. If you are still looking for a doctor to be able to help you with that, be sure to look us up. We are in the Savannah, Garden City area. We are a license for Georgia and for South Carolina. I see people who come over from South Carolina. So if you are in need of a provider who is able to guide you through all of that, to look at you holistically and be able to get to the root of it, because that's what a lot of people want. I don't want to just take medicine and see you back in 3 months. I want to know, why did this happen in the first place? So if you want to partner with someone who's going to make sure that they do that for you, then make sure to look us up because we are still accepting new patients. I have our information here on the screen. You can go to our website and enroll directly there. It'll tell you all about what we do. We have membership and non membership options. But if you're truly looking for holistic care, you definitely want to look us up and do the membership option because, like I said, it's a process. It's going to take a little bit of time, and it just makes more sense to do it that way. And then you're also welcome to give us a call at 912-457-8550 as well, to give us a call to talk about it. You can also get signed up that way. But at the end of the day, we are wishing you healing. We are hoping and wishing that you also have some wholeness. And until next time, we will see you soon, and take care.